Well, wouldn't be Animal Jam if something wasn't going wrong, am I right? So recently there's been a lot of issues with masterpieces kind of piling up and up and up on the game that I finally caved, and I'm going to make a video on them. Masterpieces are usually a pretty popular feature on the game. It allows artists to express themselves, make artwork in game, and it also allows them to export it into den items to feature in their den or on their jammer walls, or even trade around for other items, and also opens the ability to have commissioned work as well, so they can get paid in that kind of method, I guess. So when it results to people essentially cutting that corner and trying to, you know, exploit it gets a little weird. Again, one of those things that really affects normal players of the game that people don't really seem to consider a whole lot of time. And not only that, but just other features regarding masterpieces not working straight up in the game anymore, I think is about time we talk about it in an actual video. And before any of you start to roll your eyes and go, oh, this person again complaining about something not working on the game, yes, I am going to complain about something not working on the game because this actually helps Animal Jam. Look, I'm pretty sure they hate me. Well, I know they hate me, but I at least think, you know, talking about it and continuing the conversation about these things being broken will lead them into the right way of trying to fix them, or at least give them an inkling of knowledge that, hey, these things are broken, so you know where to fix them, type of thing. But speaking of fixing things, you fixing not being subscribed. Hopefully that segue works for any of you that aren't subscribed. I don't know. That's all I could think of. Yeah, the light pink address giveaway. All you gotta do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, notifications on, and then drop a comment down below after you finish the video. Let me know what you thought with your username and status. Does end at 35k, and extra entries can be found in the description below. Go check those out. Those are pretty cool. Okay, so there is a numerous amount of issues that we have to get into. Some of these I've already talked about before on the channel. Some of them I haven't talked about yet, but kind of have started a few months ago, actually. So first of all, I want to talk about masterpiece likes in general. The last time I talked about masterpieces likes anyway was probably about 2 years ago at this point. This was when masterpieces likes were being botted on the game, and I don't think this is a thing anymore purely because they don't work anymore. Okay, masterpiece likes don't work, which is the whole issue here. Masterpiece likes do not work on any piece of artwork in the game, and that's obviously very discouraging for artists on the game, I feel like. So if we go on the Jammer Central here, this is cute art, but you'll see in the bottom left, this has 1.2 million likes. That's not normal. I think the most liked masterpiece in the game that was actually legitimate was like 350k or something, and was made by Apari, so go figure, it had a lot of likes, I guess. But this 1.2 million likes thing, yeah, this is illegitimate and was botted. Now, how the botting of that even worked, I'm pretty sure it just like allowed you to pretty much like it multiple times. I'm assuming that's what it is anyway, because I don't imagine a person had 1.2 million accounts just like that masterpiece, and that's all they were used for, you know? Now, that issue is broken, I guess. You know, the whole thing with botting masterpieces is not a thing anymore, purely because likes are broken on the game. Now, my initial thought was, oh, Animal Jam tried to fix it and maybe broke the masterpiece like function while trying to fix, you know, people being able to bot masterpiece likes, or that the botting of likes just broke the whole thing entirely, which I really doubt is the case, actually. Or the third option, Animal Jam just broke it accidentally doing something. I don't know. One of the three issues, anyway, that we'll be talking about here. But even if I go to this masterpiece here, you know, shout out if you remember this masterpiece. It was featured in the last video talking about masterpieces. If I go to like this masterpiece here, it'll say I liked it, but if I close out and go back in, it says I liked it, but it still have the same amount of likes on it than before. And in some cases, if you do like it and then go out and go back in, it'll just show that it's still not liked. So it's really broken on the game, especially for masterpieces that just straight up don't have any likes in general. Okay, I don't have any masterpieces that don't have any likes, so I can't show them. But for masterpieces that don't have likes in general, it'll just permanently stay at 0. So obviously very discouraging for artists that are trying to get their name out there as well if their masterpieces aren't getting likes anymore. And even just from a player point of view like me, I like to just randomly like masterpieces, you know, kind of chip in, let these people know like, hey, yeah, this is good artwork, you know, this is a good job type of thing, and it just not going through, you know, it just kind of sucks. But the next one here, the next issue, is kind of weird. It kind of combines two issues in the game, one that's been known about and one that is, I don't even know if you can count it as an in-game issue. You know, it's not Animal Jam doing it, but it's just someone using an exploit to make it even stupider. That's the best way of describing it. I don't know. So, I've talked about this on the channel before, like 5 years ago, I think, at this point, close to 5 years anyway, of actually making images into masterpieces. Not, you know, drawing artwork in this art studio, but actually just getting an image off of Google maybe and putting it into a masterpiece. This has been a controversial thing in the game for the longest time. This started way back in like 2016 or 2017 when masterpieces were made into the game and added to the game pretty much. People were instant to try to find exploits with it because Animal Jam uses a specialized art file, so you can't just rename a file type into Animal Jam specialized art file type anyway. But people, you know, and when I say people, exploiters, were able to kind of reverse engineer their file type and allow a converter to be made of some sort that allows people to essentially import artwork or import images into the art studio and pretty much trick the game into thinking it's normal artwork. And a lot of the time it slips by moderation. You know, Animal Jam has an automated moderation system for masterpieces. I'm sure some of you out there probably got your things rejected, unfortunately, even if there wasn't anything wrong with them. Their kind of moderation is kind of weird. It scans for things that, you know, shouldn't be in a kid's game, obviously, you know, inappropriate things or political things as well, that type of thing. And it usually does scan for, you know, things that will have like two straight of lines, so it can detect if you're kind of trying to trick the system into importing an actual image. But sometimes it doesn't really get it. You know, it's not a perfect automatic thing. You know, it's gonna have some slip-ups at times. And while the kind of idea of people importing images as masterpieces has existed for years, and I've talked about that on the channel before, even showing examples that I got given to me way back in the day, there's a person that's doing this again, that's using AI generated art. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay, that's funny. I kid you not, I'm recording this video and it got banned. Okay, I searched this person up 10 minutes ago and they were in the game. Okay, good job, Animal Jam, for fixing this. I'm still gonna upload this video though, because it's a funny, this part of the video is kind of funny to talk about. I'll have a screenshot here because I did actually take a screenshot of what was going to be used in the thumbnail, if you do see it as the thumbnail option. This piece of artwork was in their shop. This person was just generating, or I guess taking AI art, I don't know if they even generated it themselves, and just putting it into masterpieces. This kangaroo one obviously being the most obvious. Yes, guys, I know what AI art looks like now. I kind of had to really do a lot of research into different AI art styles because I got tricked by an artist of some sort just a few weeks ago. That wasn't a great thing. But obviously this artwork here, very painfully AI styled art. You can tell it's generated. The thing is, they took this AI art, then converted it with the, you know, the little exploit people are using, and then made it into a masterpiece to sell on in shops. I don't know why this person is doing that or was doing that. Really dumb though. Okay, really stupid. And I'm not too sure if you can see in the background anyway, because this is the only screenshot I have now, unfortunately. I'm sure other people are talking about it in like Discord servers or whatever, so if you search around you could probably see some more examples. But they were just like straight up taking other artworks, like actual genuine artwork from like Google, of people making art for people's animals and stuff, and then just putting them into masterpieces as well. So they not only were they just generating AI artwork, which is really stupid as is, they were also stealing artwork from actual artists. So really stupid stuff. Good job, Animal Jam, for banning them. I'm gonna include this part in the video though, because a lot of the time with these people, if they get banned, they usually come back anyway. Kind of taking a page out of my book. Maybe that's not the time to talk about that. But actually, now that I'm looking at the example again here on my other monitor, I think they were genuinely stealing masterpieces of other people as well. The shop My Dad art, I imagine, was made by an actual player. They were just stealing artwork of other masterpieces and then uploading them as their own masterpiece. That is crazy. Okay, that is like an entirely other issue. They weren't even stealing artwork just from Google. They were stealing artwork from actual masterpieces in game. Yeah, I do want to include this part in the video regardless if they got, you know, that they're banned now, because it might happen again, because typically with these people, it usually does happen again. They usually come back and do it again. Obviously, the person wanted diamonds, I guess, because they were charging them for 8 diamonds. I was gonna buy one of them just for the video, but then I was like, I don't want this dog shit on my account, so I'm not gonna do that. Future me, remember to censor that in the video. Keep it PG here on the AJHQ channel. Edit out those swear words. But I guess I'll talk about, you know, the kind of idea of importing artwork as a whole now. I've seen some kind of conflicts about whether you should be allowed to do it or not, because for lack of better terms, the art studio is an absolute nightmare to use sometimes. I'm an amateur artist at best, and I see myself ripping my hair out trying to use it at times, when I do decide to use it once every blue moon. That being said though, I don't think that's an excuse for, even if you're an actual artist that made artwork in another program, for example, I don't think it's an excuse just to, you know, use programs like this to import it into, you know, Animal Jam's art studio regardless. I think even though the art studio is pretty terrible, you know, you should just stick to it anyway. I've seen some genuinely amazing art pieces being made in this, even with the limited kind of tools that are available here and the kind of horrible way they have this color wheel set out. Obviously, it'll probably take longer than need to be, but, you know, it's still possible. That's what I'm trying to get at. You know, there's been literal YouTube videos being made of people, you know, doing them, despite them referring it to be one of, if not the worst art programs in the world. Obviously an exaggeration, it's probably worse, but, you know. And I know there's definitely, you know, exploits of people kind of trying to make quality of life improvements to this and whatnot, but, you know, best be avoiding those as well, you know. Sure, it makes things easier, but it probably is against the rules as well if it alters game behavior, just like importing artwork as images also does. You will get banned like that Jamstorm person. So yeah, I think that's it. As I said in the intro, you know, even though I'm sure Animal Jam is aware of some of these issues already, it's best to keep the conversation going. You know, at least points them in the right direction into fixing these type of things, even if they hate me piping up my mouth about these issues in game, because I know they don't like when they do that. But also, just because I hate people doing this kind of stuff, I feel like it is like super disrespectful to actual artists. So people going to my video of talking about the importing art in general in the first place, stop looking for the program to do this or a way to do this, because it really does disrespect actual artists. Just learn how to draw. I don't know. It's just a skill issue. Yeah, we'll wrap it up here. Big thank you to the members as always. You guys have my heart. Your support dues go a long way and keeps me from doing this and keeps my sanity while making these videos. If you do want to support the channel, support me, just hit the join button, get some cool perks along with it, and your name here at the end of the video. Yeah, let's go wrap it up here. Apologies for my absence over the last week and a half. I was dealing with stuff outside of Animal Jam. Yep, I do stuff outside of Animal Jam, guys. I know, it's kind of surprising with how consistent I am with my uploads. I'll have some videos out later this month that are kind of quite special, so be on the lookout for that. But the next video you see from me is probably going to be the average Animal Jam update video, because it's a new month, which means a new update. So fingers crossed it's going to be a banger. Yeah, until next time, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Mwah, mwah.